DNA tests are being done on several bloody pieces of evidence taken from this home in Parker County. Again, he seems to target women, allegedly, who live in the same area as he does. Debra Opri, Shonda Townsend, lived within 5 miles at one point, but nothing of hers was burned down. So what are your thoughts on any possible connection?
Well, I agree with Mike. You start with him, but I believe you don't finish with him. What you really need to pay attention to is we have this woman disappearing, last being seen at a food store, wherever it was, and then you have a car that's been ransacked. So somewhere along the way, she was removed from an environment, whether she was removed from a car to a car, and if we're starting with this guy and he is the most suspicious person to begin with, it's sad to me as a family law attorney that he's even allowed to live in an environment around children and young women. So that makes me sick to begin with. But if you start off with the DNA and the forensics and all of this, it's a starting point. I would like to know about that crack house. I would like to know who there knew anything about the car, who went into it, and work backwards that way as well. As far as the reaching out and the community efforts to communicate and provide information to these women who, everyone who loses a child, a missing person, they should have some middleman between the law enforcement and the victim's family and friends.
A lawyer like you? Well, maybe they can't afford a lawyer like you.
No. A middle person, i.e. a social worker, some organization that they can communicate with and who can provide information. It's very upsetting, Jane, because when your program, for example, becomes the key avenue by which people get information and you get a cattle prod or
let me tell you one of the reasons why we do these stories. We do these stories because it does put law enforcement on notice. Hey, don't put this in the cold case freezer and forget about it.